Hi everybody, thanks for joining me here in the den at Friendship Shaving. I hope you're doing well this week. If we've not met before, my name's Mark and it's great to have you along, and I hope you enjoy this shave. I wanted to mention this week a gentleman called Johan over on the YouTube channel Shave and Butcher, which is a really clever name. Johan always tells a joke, and in that vein, what did the pirate say on his 80th birthday? Aye, matey. I have to say, Johan's jokes are usually as bad as the one I've just told you. Johan normally shaves with a straight razor. And today I'm going to be shaving with my Wade and Butcher. If I hold it up to the camera, you can see perhaps that it says Wade and Butcher Sheffield. It is a 13/16 razor with a Spanish point. And we'll get going with that in just a little while. I'm going to be using a shaving soap today. You can see I've already got some lathered up and on my brush ready to go, but I'm going to be using a tea tree and lime soap from the Nordic Grooming Company. This was a gift from Johan actually. It was a little exchange of presents that we did, well, quite some time ago now, but it's a really refreshing, nice scent for a hot evening, which it is where I am. I've got a beautiful sheen on this soap, so I'll be using my little razor rock brush. I've already got some pre-shave on. And I must admit, it feels nice when you put it on. I've really started to enjoy bowl lathering again. It's funny how when you've been shaving for a long time, you kind of go through phases. Well, that's my experience anyway. I was a firm bowl latherer when I first started along this journey. I couldn't face lather to save my life, but I learned how to do that and stuck with that. But now I'm definitely getting back into face lathering again. I find it to be very relaxing, very enjoyable, because it makes me take a little more time. And while I'm painting the lather onto my face like this, it is really, really nice. I think it's very important that we just stop and pause, take our time for a few minutes and chill out. So I've been inspired to bring out my straight razor. I haven't shaved with this razor for quite a long time. I haven't shaved with a straight razor for quite a long time. So a little bit nervous at the moment. I'm going to take my glasses off just to start with, and I'm just going to start by looking away from the camera and into the big mirror while I stretch my skin here. Oh, there we are. It's been so long I haven't got any moisture on the blade. There we are. So that was a nice easy start. I'm going to do the other side now. There we are, now I can put the glasses on and we can resume. Now I always say this when I shave with a straight razor. My great grandfather used to shave with a straight razor, and he had his lather so thin that he would just take his blade after he'd shaved and flick the lather from the blade. Now my lather's a little bit thick, even though I was trying hard to make a thin lather, and I've never quite got to do it as my great grandfather used to. My mother used to live with her grandparents, and she distinctly remembers that from her childhood. That's a little bit of soap there. So I'm just wiping my lather from my blade onto a piece of tissue paper that I've got here. Now I showed you the information on the tang here. Wade & Butcher Sheffield, and that writing on the tang helps me to date the razor. Wade & Butcher were formed in 1820 by two brothers, William and Samuel. Shortly after that date, Robert Wade, who was a New York importer, became a partner in the firm, and of course it was through Robert Wade that Wade & Butcher got into the American market. Now I know that my razor is after 1820, hence the name Wade & Butcher, but I also know that it's pre-1891. In 1891, President McKinley introduced tariffs designed to protect American manufacturers, and from that date you would have seen Sheffield, England, or Made in England on all the products coming from England, not just a straight razor. I'm just going to wipe a bit of moisture off the razor here. So there we go. It seems that my razor is dated between 1820 and 1891, which I find to be incredible. Now, the American Civil War, just to give some sort of context to the date of my razor, was between 1861 and 1865, so really right in the middle of the date of my razor. And it's funny how history, you know, when I think of the American Civil War, it seems like a really, really long time ago. But it's only 155 years since it ended. And that's 2 lifetimes. I find that to be incredible. Really incredible. So there we have it, a little history about my razor. I'm loving this. Now, the reason I wanted to talk about Johan from Shaven Butcher is that Johan lives with Parkinson's disease. Now, if you watch Johan's channel, you know this already. I'm not telling you a deep, dark secret or anything like that. Johan is very open about his condition. And his first video was straight razor shaving with Parkinson's. Now that really caught my attention, and it was an excellent video. It was very informative. And I've followed Johan on and off since then. Johan recently had a fundraiser to raise funds for the Michael J. Fox Foundation. Who are trying to find a cure for Parkinson's, as there isn't one at the moment. Now, I thought this was something that I could really get behind. It's something that really interested me, and typically I came to the party too late. I turned up at the door with my bottle of vodka, only to find that everybody had left and made their way home beforehand. But that's not a reason not to talk about it, is it? And I've been in touch with Johan this week, and I've actually got something to send him. And my hope is that if there is another fundraiser, then Johan will have something from me that he can put up in a raffle if he so chooses. You know, this is a devilishly sharp razor, and with that Spanish point, well, that still scares the living daylights out of me even today, and I've used it a few times. It's lovely and sharp. I've got it just right. Now my left hand is shaking a little bit here, so I'm going to be careful. Yes, before the shave I was running the razor up the hairs on my forearm, not at the base, but just at the top of the hairs. It's called tree topping. And those hairs were just pinging as the razor edge touched them and flicking off, so that is a sure sign that the blade was shave ready. That is one of the techniques you can use to judge whether a blade is ready to shave with. And to tell you what, I'm quite enjoying this shave today. I haven't shaved with, well, as I've said, I haven't shaved with a straight razor for a long time. I occasionally pick up my feather non-folding razor, but that is entirely different from a big Wade & Butcher. I like the weight of this razor. Now, both of my razors, I only have 2 left. I've given away a lot of my straight razors and some really nice ones as well, just simply because I was no longer using them. The 2 I kept are my Wade & Butcher and my Joseph Rogers. This is a 5/16 razor with a barber's notch point on the blade, and you can maybe see that I had them made with horn, different types of horn, different pattern on the horn rather, but I made them to look very similar to each other, or I had them made, I should more correctly say. I didn't do this, but I've kept these 2 and I'm very glad that I have. And even though I don't shave with a straight razor very often at all these days, I'm pleased that the sort of technique is still there. That sort of muscle memory hasn't deserted me. There are still a couple of straight razors that I would really like. I'd love to have a Tani Fuji number 77. The Cape Kennedy razor, that's a beauty. And also I think a double duck. A nice double duck with a matching brush, why not? Of course, if you're not a straight razor aficionado, that will mean nothing to you, but they are very nice looking razors, very well thought of. Now at the end of the shave, I'll show you the razor that I'm going to be sending to Johan. I could really do, when I use a straight razor, with going in that direction, which is easy to do with a safety razor, but you know, really could go that way, but with that point there's just no chance of me doing that. But we'll try and go against the grain here. Whoa, I nearly caught my ear there, got a bit overconfident. I don't believe I just did that. I nearly had my ear off. Now it's very hot in here tonight. In fact, it's so hot, my face cloth is practically dry since I've been shaving, so it makes it a little more challenging. Because the soap definitely feels a little bit dry on my skin. So we'll just get a drop of water on there. Yeah, you see, it's there. That's where I could really... Well, there we go. I'm not going to get it, so... Now I'm just going to add a drop of water to that and just make this really wet. What's interesting to me is that I can feel in the shave when I get the blade angle exactly right and it just flies. Like there. I think I've got the top end of the razor further away from the skin than I imagine I need to, and that's the good spot. Oh yeah, it is, it's there. Wow, that's amazing. There we are, that will do. Big sigh of relief. Actually, I really enjoyed that. That was a great shave. Let's see how we're done. I'm just going to drain some of this water out. Ooh. Oh, there's a little sore bit there. Ah, see, I've not quite got it there. And there's a little bit there on my chin. That's a hard place to get, isn't it? Especially if your chin moves. You know, it's important to really get that stretch, but I find it difficult. So I'm going to reach across for my Allen block. I'm going to put some of this on, and I'm going to be manly about it. Actually, that's pretty good. I was expecting it to be a little more painful than that. I thought that might just really smart. A little bit here and a little bit here. Just very slight tingling all over, but other than that, nothing really. Let me show you this razor that I've got to send to Johan. Make sure I've got really dry hands. So I've got a Kraus German razor. It's a big razor, it's 15/16. There we are, you can see the name on the tang there. It's in really lovely condition. It's got jimps along the top and the bottom of the tang there, and the handle itself is made from bone. It's made from camel bone. It has, I believe it's an acrylic spacer with a little piece of titanium placed in there just to make that look very nice. Johan, I hope that's acceptable, and I hope that you'll use it and maybe put it up for a raffle. That's entirely up to you, mate, but I'll get that off to you with maybe one or two other items. And I'm sorry I missed the boat with your raffle. I do appreciate that it was a really good raffle, and I'll try and catch the next one. Now my aftershave tonight is the best aftershave in the world, period. And you know it is, you know it is. It's no good arguing with me. It's Proraso Green. And of course it goes with the tea tree and the lime and the eucalyptus and the menthol. And I've got a whacking great big splash in my hand. I've got the burn. Oh, actually, it's just there. It's just there. Don't quite get it. I didn't quite do so well on my face, but altogether, I'm happy with that. That was a good shave. If you've got a straight razor, especially if you've got one and you haven't taken that leap yet and tried it, I challenge you to try it. It is, you get a great sense of achievement from shaving with a straight razor. That's something that I've always found. I feel like I've really done something difficult when I shave with a straight razor, and actually it's not as difficult as you think it's going to be. And well, if you've got one, try it. And until next time, I hope you've enjoyed my shave. Take good care. I'll see you around. All the best now.